everyone, how's it going? So, yes, even I make mistakes, and I've mentioned that in the past. I'm not infallible. I never claimed I wasn't infallible. But I made a big boo-boo on the video where I was checking fuel pressure. And how it slipped my mind, I have no idea, but it did. And a bunch of you picked up on it and corrected me. You know, you told me, hey, stupid, wake up. Oh, you left the Schrader valves in there. You'll never see a pressure drop if you leave the Schrader valves in there. Yep, you're right. I don't know how it slipped my mind, but it did. You guys are 100% correct. Yes, the Schrader valves need to be out of the system. So, let's just take a look. It's been 3 days now, actually. So, yep, still has full pressure. So, let me take this thing apart and, well, hey, I'm still not, I'm not 100% certain about this, why this is doing absolutely nothing. I mean, could it be because of the Schrader valves? But I would think I would get some kind of something here, but I got absolutely nothing. So, even just a little blip, but nothing. So, let me take this thing apart and let me pop some Schrader valves out of this thing. So I took the Schrader valve out of here. That is what depresses the Schrader valve. I'm not quite sure if it acts like a Schrader valve also, but I don't think so. And I took the Schrader valve out of there, so the two are sitting there. So let me hook this stuff back up, and let's see what we got. I still think there's an issue with this valve, though. Okay, so the Schrader valve, sorry, is hooked up there. Trying to do this one-handed, and of course, I'm struggling. Okay. And now, fuel did leak out of it. So let's start it up, and let's see what we got. I haven't started this thing in 3 days, plus it'll have a hard start regardless. Actually, you know what? Let me put the gauge where I can actually see it. Right there. Okay, so we know it's got a hard start. Let me shut that off, maybe that'll help. I'm going to cycle the key. See, it comes right up. So it's definitely not a fuel issue. We know that for a fact. This is not a fuel-related issue. Make sure it's in neutral. Yeah, this valve is not working. So I got to take this thing apart to see what's going on with this valve. But let me shut this down. Now, to test to see if the gauge itself is doing what it's supposed to, put my hand down here and let me loosen this up, create a leak. Yeah, see how it dropped? Yeah. So it's holding pressure. So we know that that's not the issue. And plus you saw how fast it built up pressure. So that's not the reason for the long crank. So yes, I made a mistake. I should have had the Schrader valves out and I didn't. Because the Schrader valves will keep the fuel going one way, but not coming back the other. Although, that thing does have the depressors in there. You know what? Let me put the Schrader valves back in. I'm going to recheck this theory real quick, because then that'll tell me if the Schrader valves are creating the issue or not. Hang on one second. All right, so all I'm going to do is cycle the key on. All right, you saw that pulse in the needle. That was because of the fuel pump relay. Once the relay de-energized and the pump shut down, it did that little pulse. So now, let's just see. The this is not working. It's doing something. Oh, it's just shocking it or whatever. I don't know. But it really is not working. So if I loosen the bottom here, in other words, to like duplicate a pressure loss in the system, the gauge should go down, which if you remember, it didn't go down before. There, it drops right off. Okay. So now, tighten that back up. Let me put the Schrader valves back in the system. And what I'm going to do is this will just tell me, yes, these Schrader valves need to be out, or no, these Schrader valves don't need to be out. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm putting the first Schrader valve in. I picked this Schrader valve tool up from the Matco guys. I did not have one at home. I had one at work. I did not have one at home. I just picked it up from him. He seemed like a pretty cool dude. When you put in Schrader valves, whether it be on a tire, air conditioning system, something like this, once you feel them bottom out, stop. Yeah, you don't have to go any further. You don't have to go bananas tightening these things up. So, let me hook that up there. Oops. Good way to lose new tools. Let me hook this up here. I'm going to turn the key on. I may have done that first test twice, I don't recall. If I did, I apologize. Alright, so you see it builds up pressure. Stabilized. So now with the Schrader valves installed, let me crack the line free down where it goes on the rail. And I did. And it's physically off the vehicle. And it's still showing me I got pressure. So yes, the Schrader valves have to be out of the system. Basically, it was a brain fart on my part. It happens. What are you going to do? I make mistakes. Like I said, I'm not infallible. I don't come on here and make it out that I am some kind of an ace mechanic, like master type person. I'm a very good mechanic, and I follow logic to get to my conclusion. And I've had a very successful career so far. I've been in the business for 40 years. But hey, I do make mistakes, and I appreciate you guys pointing it out. Spurlunked, thank you for pointing it out. There's a few other there. I remember Spurlunked, that's all, because him and I do communicate here and there. But I do appreciate you guys pointing it out, and I'll try to do better next time. I do apologize for that mistake. But yeah, so things happen. There you go. Now I'm going to take the Schrader valves back out and I'm going to leave them out, because obviously if you're going to be doing testing and you want to check to see if the system leaks down, although I don't care on this one, because like I said, it starts right up. I mean, not that it starts right. It has fuel pressure almost immediately anyway. So that's not the issue. The issue is with the crank sensor, more than likely. So we're going to have to look into that, but that's going to be a separate video. All right, guys, that's it. Hopefully you're getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great night. Keep wrenching. Okay, so video's actually not over just yet. So I decided to look into this a little bit, and with the release not working correctly, pressure relief, whatever you want to call it. So what I did was I took the piece off here that the hose actually attaches to. There's something in it. They assembled this part here for some reason with some kind of a glue. So I can't blow through it. Cannot blow through it. There's actually something in there. You can't even see through it. No wonder the thing wouldn't bleed off. Let me see if I got any really tiny drill bits. I don't know if I actually have any here. I'm going to have to look. See what I got. Okay, so this is actually the closest thing I could find, and you go in there, it won't go there. So what the heck is going on? Is it just all glue that they put in there? This drill bit is probably dull as all get out too. If I had to venture a guess. Oh, there it goes. All right. Use the drill to like file out the hole. The drill bit, that is. Which reminds me, I'll show you one day when I get one. If you have some kind of an engine piece, a part that was like siliconed in place, used, you know, like a silicone sealer in place, and where the bolts go through the cover, if you have the buildup of the silicone like in the hole and you need to get out, find a drill bit that fits it perfectly, fits the hole perfectly, and then use the drill bit as like a file to go in and out of the hole, and it'll clean off any silicone that's on there in the hole itself. So now, should be able to see through that. So now, let's hook this up to here. That was just an 8mm. This is it. Okay, so now let's cycle the key so we can build up some fuel pressure. And now when I hit this, I should get a fountain. Yep, and I do. Perfect. So now it works. All right, I figured you guys might want to see that. It's kind of interesting. All right, so it's just a little bit of glue stuck in the hole. Not a big deal. So, all right, hopefully you're getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.